When most people think of the Wild West, they picture dusty horses, saloons, and sun-baked cowboys. But just beyond the movie scenes, something taller stood, creaking, groaning, turning in the wind, the American windmill. This is the story of how wind came to America and how it helped tame a wild and thirsty land. In the late 19th century, settlers moved westward across the vast, unforgiving plains of the United States. The promise of free land brought them. But there was one big problem: water. The rivers were few, the land was dry, wells were deep, and digging them by hand was nearly impossible. But there actually was wind. Oh yes, miles of it, whistling through grasses that never ended, and someone had an idea. It started in the mid-1800s with inventors like Daniel Halliday. In 1854, Halliday patented the first commercially successful self-regulating windmill, a wooden tower, or with a spinning fan-like wheel that could automatically turn to face the wind. It was brilliant, simple, sturdy, and perfect for one job: pumping water. Thousands of these windmills soon dotted the landscape, tall skeletal towers rising beside small farms and dusty ranches. Some were only 10 feet tall, others soared to 60 feet, all of them spinning, groaning, pulling water from the deep, dark earth. The technology was beautifully straightforward. Wind turned a wheel. The wheel drove a crank. The crank worked a pump, and the pump brought water up from underground aquifers. 1 gallon at a time, no electricity needed. No fuel required, just air in motion. For frontier families, these windmills weren't luxuries. They were survival. They watered livestock. They filled tanks for drinking, for cooking, for laundry. They made it possible to grow crops where none had grown before. In many rural areas, the windmill became a symbol, a sign that people had claimed the land, that they intended to stay. Companies like Airmotor and Dempster flooded the market in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Their windmills became icons: silver spinning wheels with names etched in iron. And by 1900, there were hundreds of thousands of windmills across America. Most powered nothing but a pipe and a pump, but they kept farms alive. By the mid-20th century, the grid came to the plains. Electricity and diesel pumps took over, so the windmills stopped turning. Some were dismantled. Others simply rusted in the fields, completely forgotten, as if their purpose was already fulfilled. But they never truly disappeared. In fact, those same wide-open landscapes would one day host a new kind of windmill, bigger, faster, and cleaner. Wind had come to America once before, to build farms. Now it was returning to power cities. They say the wind is invisible, but on the American plains it built towers, it filled barrels, it fed families. It left iron skeletons as monuments to the past. And maybe, if you drive far enough into the prairie, you'll still hear the old ones turning, reminding us that before we electrified the world, we listened to the wind, and it answered.